Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. As you guys can see up on the screen, today I wanted to talk a little bit about Mullen Automotive Incorporated. This is ticker symbol MULN for those of you who are not familiar or aware, but this is a very, very popular retail stock, and we'll be getting into in this video today just how popular of a retail stock this one is. But as you can see up on the screen, Mullen did not have an amazing day today. You know, we did start out green all the way up to an intraday high of 137, but then, a couple hours into the day, we broke into the red and just kind of went down and down and down from there. A little bit of a rebound right before close, but we are still down another, 0.75% after hour. Today is just Monday. We'll see how the rest of the week holds up. We'll see how things go. We take a look at the rest of the broader market today. Dow Jones is up about 0.25%, S&P up about 0.5%. NASDAQ actually rebounding really, really nice today from, like a 4% downward move yesterday, and the Russell was up 1% as well. So Mullen, not only were they red, but they were red on a day where most of the major indices, if not all the major indices, were green today. So it's not necessarily great news, but it's not the end of the world either. In this video today, we'll be going over all the latest from Mullen, so you guys know what's going on. Definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that a ton. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. And of course, as always, there's not going to be any financial advice in this video. I'm not telling you guys to sell or buy anything, nothing like that. Just going over some stories, the news, and giving my thoughts and opinions. With that being said, let's get right into this. Mullen, rough couple of months. Obviously, we are now into May, and in just 4 total months now at this point, we are down 77.8% year to date. But again, depending on when you got in, if you got in late February, early March, there is a possibility that you were up over 100% since then. So just kind of depends what kind of time horizon you are looking at when you got into this. I know this stock really started to get popular towards the beginning of March, so there are some people who are still up significantly on Mullen, even though this 4-month chart looks absolutely disastrous. This 1-year chart looks absolutely disastrous. It was not as popular back then. It's been a lot more popular now. So people see this and are kind of scared away or kind of freaking out, and yeah, rightfully so. If you've had it way back then yes, that's an absolute disaster. But again, for people who've had this thing for 2-3 months, they're still doing pretty okay. They're still doing all right, even if again, things are down pretty bad over the past month and everything. But just to give some context there, as far as the news and what's going on today, this is from the Mullen subreddit, MULN. They say that they are now number 4 behind only AMC, Tesla, and GME. This is on the Fintel retail ownership list, the most widely held stocks. This says the Fintel retail ownership shows the most popular securities held by Fintel users that have linked their broker accounts. This list is based on actual ownership records from broker accounts. So again, it's just, depends on who's been linked and all that stuff. And AMC is number 1 by a long shot at 3.46%, almost like double, close to triple what Tesla and GME are. Mullen does seem to be tied with GameStop at this point, which is pretty crazy, all things considered, for just how big of a deal the GameStop stuff was. I'm a little bit surprised that AMC is still so high, because AMC, that whole thing really only kind of happened because of the whole GameStop situation and everything going on. But yeah, this shows just how popular Mullen is, at least according to this data and to these charts, more widely held than Apple, Microsoft, some of these really, really massive companies out there, and close to GameStop and Tesla, which are obviously two when you talk about stocks and investing and stuff with everyday people, those are two of the names that are always going to come up early on in conversations. And even though Mullen maybe isn't as widely known, it's still very, very widely held and invested in by the people who are putting money where their mouth is. So that's kind of interesting. There's also downsides to this. Obviously, it leaves it open to a lot of potential manipulation, a lot of short selling, a lot of the negative sides of retail stocks and all the pressures and things that are against it. But yes, this is a very, very massively popular stock, and this is why I've been making so many videos about it, obviously, because there's a ton of hype and interest, but also because it's volatile. There's a ton of news, there's a ton of stories, there's a lot to talk about, and it's pretty fun and interesting to follow as well. So that's why I've been doing this for the past couple of months. Also, this post, if you aren't familiar with Mullen, this may be your last chance to get in while it's cheap. May is set to be a very exciting month for the stock. Details below, and they go in to a lot of different things. A lot of catalysts that are on the horizon for Mullen. For those of you that don't know, a lot of these are ones that I've already talked about in videos previously, but hey, maybe you don't watch all my videos. Maybe you're new to Mullen. Maybe you haven't seen a lot of these things, so we'll go over them real quick. Early May, Following the false claims by Hindenburg, again, false, is just an opinion, Mullen has voluntarily partnered with Battery Innovation Center, BIC, to retest the solid-state polymer battery. The company has said the battery will provide about 600 miles on a single charge, be 60% lighter than lithium-ion, see nearly no degradation over charging cycles, and contains no hazardous components, making it safe and easy to dispose in the event of a crash or at its end of life. Apparently, that'll be happening in early May. We also have in the second quarter, how David Mystery has announced Mullen has received an order for its fleet vans from a major Fortune 500 company. Announcement should be soon. Again, we are already in May. Q2 is obviously April, May, and June, so this is right around the corner within the next couple of months. TBD, he says Mullen is also being held down by its extremely low market cap, which is currently under $400 million, while competitors like Lucid, Neo, and Rivian all hover around the $27 billion mark, 67.5 times out of Mullen, with the expectation that this will go up to match the industry. Mullen's, SP should follow stock price. Fourth quarter, the Mullen 5 EV crossover is set to begin production following the fleet vans with a production vehicle ready for test drives by Q4 of 2022. Pre-orders are already underway for 2024 delivery. So again, we're talking about 2024 deliveries with Mullen, so that could be one reason why, maybe the stock price is held down a little bit. This is a pretty forward-looking, Tesla, they're making cars, they're producing cars, they're delivering cars right now and delivering a lot of them, pretty impressive numbers, especially, considering all that company's gone through and everything. Mullen is on a different timeline, and hey, maybe they'll be Tesla, 5-10 years from now, but they're not going to be Tesla this year. They're not going to be Tesla next year, nothing like that. So it is a little bit riskier. It is a little bit more forward-looking. People say they're long-term investors or whatever, but most of the market is honestly pretty short-sighted, quarter to quarter, year to year, stuff like that. So just kind of understanding that. Fourth quarter, Mullen is also expecting a $450 million loan from the Department of Energy. Pretty cool, pretty big catalyst. And Mullen also owns many of its assets outright, including its 124,000 square foot state-of-the-art EV manufacturing plant. So a lot of cool stuff going on here for Mullen. Obviously, if any of this goes bad, they could be very, very negative catalysts, but if a lot of this stuff goes right, it could be very positive. This battery test in early May, the Fortune 500 company in coming soon in quarter two, those things could be very, very big. But again, if the market doesn't like these or the public doesn't like these, those could also be disastrous as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. But the biggest story coming out of Mullen today is this. Mullen Automotive files U.S. Department of Energy ATVM loan application for the Mullen 1 EV cargo van program. And I didn't know what the ATVM loan was. I had to look it up. This wasn't something that I knew off the top of my head, so I looked it up, and it is this: the Advanced Technology Vehicles Manufacturing Loan Program, obviously. So they're trying to get some money to be able to manufacture their vehicles and everything, and get a little bit of funding and stuff to do so. Here's the article. Mullen Automotive files U.S. Department of Energy ATVM loan application for Mullen 1 EV cargo van program. They are an emerging EV manufacturer, announced the filing of its ATVM loan application. The application was filed on April 29th of 2022. Mullen submitted pre-qualification on April 25th and was invited by the Department of Energy to formally submit its loan application on the 29th, and then they did so. We are proud to announce the submission of our ATVM loan application for the Mullen 1 EV cargo van program, says the CEO. We began our loan journey in 2019, and the DOE has been following our progress since then. He wants to thank the entire Mullen Automotive team for working diligently. The Mullen 1 EV is a Class 1 light commercial cargo van rated under 6,000 pounds GVRW, and will be one of the first electric commercial vehicle offerings in this category. Market leaders in the Class 1 light commercial van category include the Ford Transit Connect and the Ram ProMaster City Cargo Van. The ATVM loan program was authorized by the Energy Independence and Security Act of 2007 to support the manufacturing of eligible light-duty vehicles and qualifying components in the United States. Since the start of the program, the DOE has closed on more than $8 billion in loans. So this could be really, really good. This could be a nice little influx of cash to help support the production and manufacturing of these vehicles for Mullen, which would be really, really cool, and another kind of catalyst to track. Hey, if this thing gets approved, if they're able to get this money, that's huge. If they get denied, if there's any hiccups, there's anything going bad, that could be absolutely disastrous. But I know there are a lot of people in the comment section as well saying that, hey, this is a great sign in and of itself, because, Shill's going on and on talking about how fraudulent this company has been. Now see who invited a fraud to submit a formal application. The company's process has been followed since 2019, and this guy says here too as well, that is correct. It would be suicide to submit fraudulent info to the DOE. So again, people are saying, hey, Mullen must be pretty confident what they have going on. They must not be a fraud. They must not be a fake, or they must not be a phony, or they wouldn't be submitting this stuff in the first place. And if they they are a fake and they're submitting all this information to the DOE, they're going to get exposed. They're going to come crashing down. And it's all going to be over. So this wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to be going through right now unless they're ready to kind of wrap this whole thing up and just really, I don't know, be the end of this whole thing. But wanted to get that big news out to you guys. Pretty much it for this video today. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about MULN. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.